Okay, I got some STL files ready for you. So there's three parts. There's the base, the adapter, the top adapter, and the rotor itself. Now I'm going to upload them in TinkerCad Links. So if you don't have an account, sign up for free. You could edit the rotor or your whole layouts or whatever you want. You could edit the whole thing and download the STL. Do whatever you want. So if you don't want your magnets there, if you want to do 8 poles, 16 poles, whatever you want to do, smaller magnets, you could modify it. Okay, so the first part, the bottom base. The little holes that I have on here did not match this exact VCR head, but it matched the other one. But that one really doesn't matter. You're going to take this VCR motor apart. There's no bearing on the bottom part. Okay, and that could even just be epoxied in there if you want. You could just epoxy it in there. Personally, I just drilled holes into the bottom aluminum and just sank little plastic screws. You know, those really not fine screws in there to grab into the plastic. You can put epoxy. It don't matter. There's no bearings in there or anything. You got to sink it on there. The bottom piece is reversible. As you see, there's an offset there. Okay, so if your axle comes out too far one way, you could just flip it. And on my other one, I have it flipped because my axle comes out further on that motor. On this one, it's okay like this. But that's the bottom piece. And then the top adapter. These two screw holes should fit. They fit both of my motors. So it should be perfectly fine. You'll find out. If not, you got to modify it. But I would try it first. These are 3mm screws. They got to be pretty long because they got to go into, you know, sink down into here, but not too long to scrape the bottom. So you got to get the right length or put washers or whatever you got to do with them. But you're going to have to get those screws. I personally have a pack that I bought on eBay with different sizes. I don't know, a couple years ago. Anyway, so that's going to spin perfect. So now you got to put this down onto a base first. If you want it movable, get a little square of wood. Make sure it's larger than this so you could screw that wood down where you want. But you're not going to be able to screw this down once that rotor's on because this rotor is going to cover these. It's going to be very hard. So after this is mounted, you print out your rotor, glue them on. I don't have these glued yet. The new model I made where those little black marks are, I drilled this one. But on the new model that I uploaded, I have that cut out. So it'll recess in there perfect. Then pretty much you line your rotor up. I'm trying to do this one-handed while holding a phone with magnets, and that gets a little difficult. So come on. Anyway, all the bolts for the rotor are all 1/4 20. So pick up 1/4 20 bolts. Yeah, I'm having okay, there we go. Having a hard time because the magnets. So these four, the inner four, line up directly with the holes on the top mount. They actually do line up directly once you get them centered. And you could put 4 1/4 20 bolts through. You could use stainless if you don't want a magnetic, whatever you want to do to get them to line up. And this should spin flat and true. And this could go, you know, thousands of RPM as long as these magnets don't come out. I pump mine up to 3,500 with all this weight, and it doesn't budge. It's smooth. I don't have this screw down, so it's going to be hard to get it to go real quick here, but yeah, so that's the rotor. STL files below in the description. They are downloadable through TinkerCad, which is also editable, so you could edit them. Okay, again, 1/4 20, 1/4 20, 1/4 20, 1/4 20. These are just 5mm, which you put the wood screws or something or bolts down. I made these 5mm, so use what you want. I use galvanized roofing screws, because I have bags of them. You could use regular, flatheads or Phillips heads or whatever you want. Straight rock screws or whatever you want to mount that down. These are 3mm, because these are usually 3mm holes on there, so you got to get these. And then 1/4 20s up here. So, all right.